So if at any point you thought, I think my narcissist is a dumbass, you might just be right. Now here's why. You have to understand what a filter is. It's a very simple thing. It's like, you know how water goes through like a filter to clean it out? Well, a filter in your mind, or something that filters words, communication, body language with the world, it's like, okay, here's a simple idea. So, you know, some sunglasses will be like green tinted or red tinted colors. Well, if I have green tinted sunglasses on and I hold a red apple up, when I look at that red apple, it's going to look green because I have green tinted glasses on. So when the image of the apple goes through the filter of the green tint, it changes it to become green. This is why it's really important to learn how to clear your mind so you're not using any of your unconscious automatic filters. So when you listen to someone, you're actually hearing what they're saying. Now, this is much easier said than done. And yes, during my courses, this is one of the main things we work on, especially between couples, so they can actually hear each other. Because otherwise, like, well, you said this and this means that. No, you just gave you what you thought or what you learned as a child that this means that. That's your meaning, not theirs. It's always about their intention and their meaning of the communication. Otherwise, there is no communication. So what happens is filters will give that filter's meaning or belief or decision to whatever is being said to you or communicating to you. And therefore, you're not actually hearing what they're saying. You're not understanding them. So it's really important to learn how to listen to understand. The first thing you have to do is learn how to have clear your mind with zero thoughts. And yes, this is something I teach, especially to men, because men tend to think, I mean, some women do it too, but men tend to think a lot. They overthink. So we have to completely get rid of the thinking. No thinking at all. No assumptions, no generalizations, just a clear slate. So you open up, which I'll teach you how to do, to receive communication fully and completely. Now you understand them in full and incomplete. This is absolutely vital to have clarity and understanding in communication. Now, another tool is a very simple tool. Is all you have to do is listen to them. And instead of assuming when they say this, do they mean A or do they mean B? Just ask them, say, okay, when you say this, what does this mean to you? Or what do you mean when you say this? Write that down. What does this mean to you? Or what do you mean when you say that? And then really listen to what they're saying. And if in that communication there's something that you're going, well, what does that mean? Ask them. Asking that word, that sentence, what does that mean to you? Or what do you mean when you say that? Is a very simple, easy, but very powerful tool to add clarity to communication. Now, let's talk about narcissists. Okay, so here's one of the things that narcissists are filtering everything through. It's called mismatching. There's something called meta programs that I learned in NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. I think we have about 12 of them, 8 to 12. I actually forgot them. It's been a while. So now remember, these programs are exactly that. They're like a computer program that's just running automatically, unconsciously. You don't know that they're doing it until someone like me who's trained in it says, oh, well, you got this meta program that's screwing you up right here, okay? So if you're not successful, rich, good at sports, or doing something that you want, it's probably because you've got a meta program that's set in the wrong way. So let's go back to narcissist. Now remember, this is an unconscious program. This one's called matching and mismatching. So there's people who are 100% matchers, 90% matchers, 10% mismatch, and then 80, 20, 75, 25, 50, 50. And then you got narcissists that are, for the most part, pretty much 100% mismatching. They can't help it. Now this is why narcissists overthink and they can't stop, is because they're constantly mismatching themselves too. So the experience that you have around the narcissist is the experience that they're having inside all the time. So if you're an empath and you feel empty inside and dark and really horrible, that's what the narcissist is feeling constantly. So let's get back to mismatching. So if you say it's a beautiful day, they will automatically mismatch it. If you say, wow, this is a real beautiful house, like, no, it's not really. It's kind of, I think it's ugly, blah, blah, blah. It's like, here's the thing. If you would have walked up and said, wow, this is an ugly house, you say, what are you talking about? I think it's beautiful. They can't help but mismatch. In fact, once I find out that someone's a narcissist, I will purposely say the opposite of what I want to say just to get them to say what I want them to say. It's really freaking simple with these people because they can't help it. It's an automatic program that's out of control. Okay? So let's talk about God for a minute. So if they're around a bunch of people, or even you, one person, and you believe in God, what do you think their automatic unconscious meta program is going to do? It's going to say, I don't believe in God. God's not real. So if you say, I believe in God and God's real, they're going to do the opposite. That's one of the reasons why they say don't argue with narcissists, because no matter where you go, they're going to flip it to the opposite, and they're going to mismatch it, okay? So arguing with the narcissist about anything is a pure waste of time. And yes, meta programs are filters. So another filter that a narcissist is filtering through is inside their body. They're feeling this they're feeling anxiety, emptiness, they're feeling negativity. It's a horrible sense of feeling judged all the time. So they're filtering everything you say through their filters, and then they're flipping it back on you. All right? So another filter is it's like they're always trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. So that becomes a filter. So they think, well, if I'm doing it, they must be doing it too. In fact, haven't you ever heard someone say that to you? Well, if I'm doing it, they must be doing it just as much as me or more. Well, that's not true, but it is a filter. And so they filter everything through the way that they think. So if they're a criminal, or if they do mean things to people, they just assume, oh, this person's trying to hurt me too, so I'm going to hurt them worse. You could literally walk into the room, give them a gift, give them money, and say the kindest, nicest thing to them. Well, what is their meta program going to do? It's going to mismatch that. What are the other filters going to do? Oh, it gets filtered through negativity, so they receive it as something negative, and then they project that back onto you. And like, okay, well, I'm going to get you, fucker. And you're like, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything. And isn't that one of your number one experiences dealing with narcissists? Like, but I didn't do anything. But in their mind, you did, because they have all these filters that are negative and painful and shameful. So they're going to embarrass you. They're going to shame you. They're going to hurt you. They're going to do all these horrible things. And you're like, but I didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter, because they're not receiving that, because they're not listening to understand. They can't. This is why no matter how much you love them and you're good to them, they will always have hate towards you. And in your mind, like, I don't understand. All I've tried to do was love you and support you and be there for you. In their mind, they're looking at you thinking, oh, this guy's lying to me, because I would lie. That's what I would say if I was setting someone up. That's what I would say if I wanted to bamboozle and pull the wool over someone's eyes. No matter what you do, they can't see it any other way. So it's a waste of time dealing with them. In a way, you almost feel sorry for them, because God, they are so trapped in all these mismatching negative filters that no matter what you say to them, they twist it and turn. And they're not doing it on purpose. It's really a bunch of meta programs and unconscious filters that everything gets filtered through. They have so much negative filters that no matter what you say to them or do, even if you give them a Ferrari, they're going to think, well, what is this person trying to do? They're setting me up. They're trying to get over on me. That's the way they think, and they're not going to stop. Are you ready? Now watch this. When you finally get sick and tired of them and see the bullshit that's going on, and you've had enough, and you say, I'm done. I don't ever want to talk to you again. I hate you. I can't stand you. I don't love you. They go, oh my God. They actually love me. They really do care about me. So literally, I'm not joking. That's literally what happens. So if at any point you thought, I think my narcissist is a dumbass, you might just be right.